Hello Year 2, super well done on yesterday's grammar work. Now today we are going to be looking at these objectives. So, can I understand what adjectives and adverbs are? We spoke about these yesterday. We're going to be looking at adverbs in more detail today, and we've done lots of adjective work at school, so we should know what adjectives are anyway. And this next one says, can I make my own descriptions using adjectives, adverbs and phrases? And we're going to talk about that a bit later too. But first, I would like you to have another read of My Stepdad as an Alien, just to get familiar with the poem again. Okay, so have a read of that, pause the video, and off you go. Awesome, now we are familiar with My Stepdad's an Alien, I would like you to have a little listen to this adverb video, just so we are really secure in our knowledge of adverbs and we know exactly what an adverb is and what it does and where to use it and when to use it. Okay, so watch this video to try and refresh your memory on what an adverb is.
An adverb tells you more about a verb. Adverbs tell us how, when and where the action takes place. The dog barks loudly. The adverb loudly tells us more about the verb barks. The adverb loudly tells us how the dog barks. The store opens early. The adverb early tells us more about the verb opens. The adverb early tells us when the store opens. The bus stops here. The adverb here tells us more about the verb stops. The adverb here tells us where the bus stops. An adverb tells you more about a verb.
Brilliant. Hopefully that refreshed your memory on adverbs. Now adverbs, they don't have to just change an adjective. So for example, the scared alien, scared is your adjective. The extremely scared alien, we've added an adverb to describe that adjective. But they can also change verbs, which are doing words. So for example, we could say the cat sat down. Okay, we know that sat is our verb because that is what the cat is doing. So we can modify that with an adverb. So I'm going to put my little editing arrow here. So the cat, let's say quietly. So the cat quietly sat down. Okay, we've changed that verb because we now know he's quietly sitting down. We could say the man ran home. Okay, our ran is the verb because that's what he's doing. You can physically run. I'm going to add my little editor in before. So the man something ran home. Let's describe his running. I'm going to say he quickly ran home. He quickly. So the man quickly ran home. Now the reason we are looking at adjectives and adverbs today is because together they create really good descriptive phrases that will really make the reader want to read your work and make your work exciting. Now hopefully we are going to be able to utilise and add adverbs and adjectives into our writing to make it really descriptive and exciting for the reader. But what you're going to do now for our main activity is you're going to pick someone you know really well. And that could be a family member, a brother, a sister, an uncle, an aunt, a cousin, it could be your dog, it could be your cat, or just a family friend. But you're going to pick someone you know really well and you're going to imagine that they are an alien. okay? And you are going to write some really good descriptive sentences to describe that person as an alien. Okay, so I'm going to choose Mr. Virgo from school, someone you know very well and someone I know very well. So Mr. Virgo. Now I'm going to begin writing some sentences, but what is the first thing that I need to include in my sentence? Before you even know what word to write, you know what comes first, and it's a capital letter. So remember, whenever you are starting your first sentence, write a capital letter, okay? Because it always starts with one. Now, let's begin. Okay, so what I've got here, I've missed 2 words here in my first sentence so that I can show you the difference 2 words can make to my sentence. At the moment, this first sentence reads, below his eyes sits a nose. Okay, that's not very descriptive. Okay, you could say that about most people. Now, I'm going to put below his eyes sits a colourful, remember your comma if you're having 2 descriptive words, colourful, wobbly nose. So now this reads, below his eyes sits a colourful, wobbly nose. Okay, now you can picture what his nose looks like in your head. Okay, adds that description for the reader. It now says he has 7 bony fingers with dirty fingernails. Under his trousers, he hides a very long, scaly tail. Now again, I've noticed here, I need to rub that out because I've got my full stop, end of my sentence. So the start of this sentence needs a capital letter, okay? I've used adjectives such as colourful, wobbly, 7, bony, very long, scaly, okay? Now very is actually one of your adverbs because it's adding more detail to your long. So this is just an example of what you are going to be doing next for your main activity. Now, you are in the resource section, you'll see a sheet that's got some oval in it, and in that oval you can draw your alien, okay? So the person that you have chosen, maybe add a few tentacles, some horns, some scales, anything that you think might be a bit alien-y. And then around the oval you are going to write your descriptions using adjectives and adverbs, okay? Because they are really key. They, like we showed in this first sentence, they really do add detail to your sentences, okay? So get on with that activity, and then you're going to come back to the video where we can review our learning objectives. A big well done today. Tomorrow we're going to begin planning our poem, writing our own poem. But how did you get on with our learning objectives? So were you able to understand what adjectives and adverbs were? If you were, give them a tick. I knew what adjectives were and I knew what adverbs were. Could you make your own descriptions using adjectives, adverbs and phrases? So in that last main activity, were you able to use adjectives and adverbs and use phrases as well? If you were, brilliant. If you weren't, we just need a bit more practice with those areas. So we will see you tomorrow for our next lesson in our humorous poetry unit.